Tom Fernandez is a small business owner who's concerned about roads and the future of Berkeley County. And that's why he's running for South Carolina House District 100. In this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups, I speak exclusively with Tom one-on-one. And be sure to download the free Quintin's Close-Ups app in your Apple or Google Play stores. Tom Fernandez, it's so good to meet you.
Good to meet you, brother.
I appreciate this. So here we sit. It's all about House District 100, that is.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that you have a deep concern about Berkeley County. In fact, you said this on your Facebook page. You said this quote, Tom Fernandez is a local business owner that founded one of the South Carolina's first drone service companies and is established and well-respected expert in the commercial drone service industry. After building his company from the ground up, Tom knows what truly drives business, growth, and personal liberty, and it's not government. It's how well you relate with the people you're helping and providing the right information so that they can make the right decisions about their own lives. Tell me, what got you from drones to now saying, hey, I want to represent House District 100?
You know, it's funny that you read that because you probably hear this from a lot of politicians, oh, it's about the people. But really, what that means and what made Skyview successful was the relationships that we have with people. And so as I start building my company and talking to people and sharing information with everyone, I start realizing just how little people know about what's going on around them, whether it's the port, whether it's road construction or Volvo or anything. And the reason why they don't know is because we have representatives who don't talk to us, who don't listen to us. And if they do, they're really quick one-liners through an email. I think one of the biggest reasons why I jumped into it is not only are these politicians not listening to us, some will even go as far as belittle us. I'll give you an example. We have a county council member up in Berkeley County. His name is Tommy Newell. And he actually calls people names on Facebook. He uses expletives with them. He talks down to them. He shouts at them in their face. You know, just recently he pounded his fist on the table and told people that the next time they disagree with him, he was going to beat them up. That is not what we need in South Carolina. That's not what we need in Berkeley County. And so that is the biggest reason why I'm running, is because people need to know that they're being represented.
What type of representative will Tom Fernandez be?
A representative that is just like your neighbor. You know, the standard answer that a politician would tell you, oh, a person that listens to the people, that listens to the people. But really someone who, your friend.
Okay.
You know, someone who will actually go to a pig roast with you or you know, have a drink, go to Carolina Ale House, Taylor Ray's Tavern. A normal person. That's the kind of politician I'm going to be. Someone who listens to you, but also goes out of my way to provide information to you without you having to ask me first.
What are you listening to when it comes to constituents in House District 100?
So they're upset, Quintin. They're upset about the high rate of growth with little to no support, little to no planning. You have roads that, everyone talks about these roads and how they're crumbling and these bridges, and we can talk about the Wando River Bridge and all that, but realistically what's happening is we have money that's going to our DOT that's being sent elsewhere. It's being sent to a slush fund in Columbia that then sends it to special projects like I-73 or, dare I say, the next in interchange that couldn't be funded at all. But then all of a sudden when this gas tax passes, there's money for it. But roads like State Road 176 after 10 years still has no money. So people are upset about roads. They're upset about not being listened to. They're upset about taxes. They're upset about Republicans in Columbia who aren't acting like Republicans.
You talk about the roads. Let me get to the one disastrous incident there. When you first heard about it, what went through your mind?
Status quo. Not surprised. you have a DOT that sits on its hands when it comes to current infrastructure. The Wanda River Bridge, that they find that a cable snapped. Were they even looking at it in the first place? And if they were they communicating with Mount Pleasant officials? Were they communicating with Charleston County, with Berkeley County? I'm willing to bet they weren't. And I'm willing to bet that the current House delegate members have probably never even asked the important questions themselves. So the thing that went to mind is, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that happened at the bridge, and now we're all having to pay the consequence for it.
And I know that, to be fair, I know current state representative Nancy May sent a letter to DOT, basically like outlining a couple of questions for them. What more questions do you have for the DOT?
You know, I saw Nancy's questions, and they were well timed. You know, she just got into her seat, and I understand why she sends those questions, because it's actually in her district, and people want to see her take. But my question for the DOT is not just for the bridge, but for everything.
Okay.
It is an inherent illness that the DOT, especially the secretary of the DOT, is impotent. The secretary has no power to do anything. All the power in the DOT is in the hands of these two politicians, especially Hugh Leatherman. And everyone keeps using that word, Hugh Leatherman. But what happens is you end up having someone, and I'm going to call you out, Nancy, and all these other politicians who actually vote on bills to keep giving these corrupt politicians power over the DOT, over the power, and they just don't do anything. So the question I have to the DOT is when are these people going to wake up and take power away from these powerful, crooked criminals in Columbia and return to the executive branch under the governor?
You talk about the crooked criminals in Columbia. I'm staying out that one. But talk to me about ethics in Columbia. Where are we with this discussion?
What ethics? So here is the ethics in Columbia.
Okay.
Okay, a person gets elected. They say what they want to during this important primary, during this political season, and then they get elected. And then they go to Columbia and they rub shoulders with each other. They become friends. They all like each other on Facebook and go to each other's weddings and parties. They go to these banquets. They have lobster rolls. And when it comes time to reveal to, I hate the word constituent, when they reveal to their neighbors their campaign finances, they don't reveal it. They don't reveal it. They're not transparent. I copy and I take screenshots of my financial statements and I stick them on Facebook. You have to hunt for these people's statements. So ethics for them is whatever you don't know, they can get away with.
What do we don't know right now about what's going on?
Okay, so here's the biggest thing. If you want to see their emails, if you want to see any House representative or senator email, they're exempt from FOIA. You submit a Freedom of Information Act request to any of these agencies, you can get it. But to see their emails? No. So what we don't know, we don't even know what we don't know because they won't even show us. And so that's, you probably have read stuff on my Facebook about my radical transparency. It's hardcore, Quintin. I've already committed that every single Friday, all of my emails sent to and from me are going on Facebook.
Okay.
Then you'll know. You'll know actually what I'm doing and what other people are doing to me. What we don't know are executive meetings that are going on behind closed doors. Or just recently they had an unrecorded voice vote on a commissioner for the PSC.
Right, I read that.
We don't even know what we don't know because they're experts at hiding everything.
What do we know about this whole nuclear plant disaster and what's going on with that?
That it's a lie. You'll have these current politicians come in here and say, we're here for the ratepayers. We're here for you, people. We want to bring the rates down. But what they don't talk about is how back in 2007, they wanted to build this Taj Mahal, this new nuclear plant, and it's a grand idea. But how did they get the money? they passed this, I hate the word, the BLRA, the Blank Check Act is what I call it, to go into people's pockets to pay for this nuclear deal. It fails. We're still paying for this hole in the ground. And now what these lawmakers are trying to do is pretend that the debt doesn't exist, that somehow they can roll back the rates to zero, only temporarily. They don't want to use that word. It's only temporarily.
Okay.
But the debt doesn't go anywhere. So the debt's eventually going to come back to us. So whether they do 18 to 19% or 13%, they can all blame each other. That debt is going to come back with a vengeance. It's like taking a ball and putting it underwater and just watching it shoot right back out again. We're stuck with it. And they left us with a heaping crap of lies that we're on the hook for. So what we really need to do is seek a private market solution. There is no good solution for Quintin, but kicking the can down the road, I hate those political terms. It's not the right answer. We need a private market solution. We don't know what we don't know. They're all lies, and they're all smoke and mirrors.
And you talked earlier about obviously the roads and the SET, DOT, and obviously the roads. Where are we with this discussion about the State Infrastructure Transportation Bank?
Let's call it a slush fund. So the State Infrastructure Bank is a slush fund, which is run by a hand-picked few members who send money to the people who hand-picked them. You have a freeway up in Florence County, a very quiet road. I actually went up there myself, and they're paving it for no reason. Why is there money being sent up there? Why is the STIB taking out debt and taking out bond debt to pay for these different new projects around the state, and then our gas tax monies are being sent to it to pay off those payments? It's not the STIB that is bad, and it's not the DOT Commission's bad.
Okay.
The thing that's bad is that you have these lawmakers who have complete control over it, who actually appoint these members, and these members are not accountable to us. They're not accountable to the DOT secretary. They're accountable to these people, these powerful lawmakers, I'm going to use it again, I know you don't like going there, this cabal of criminals who control where the money's going to go. And in the meantime, I'm picking up gravel on Blacktown Road and throwing it down.
I saw that. There it is.
There it is. Let me explain real quick
Go for it.
why I have this hat on.
Okay.
People watch these videos and they're like, "Oh, you need to grow up, Tom. You need to be, you need to take your hat off." Listen, when I first started this campaign, the Republican establishment up in Berkeley County, it was back in November. It was cold out. I had my camo jacket on, I had my hat on, and I presented who I was, I introduced myself. The first thing out of their mouth wasn't about my issues that I presented, it wasn't about anything. They said, you can't wear that hat while campaigning. Okay, if you say I can't wear that hat, then I will wear it with a suit, and I will wear it every single workplace I go. I joked, the first bill on the floor to be presented is that we can wear ball caps on the House floor. So the hat is a statement to the establishment. I'm not going to follow your rules.
You talk more about that on Facebook. According to May 22nd, you say this, quote, they, number one, say I can't wear my hat during campaigning. 2, they call me immature. 3, they say I'm not a serious candidate. 4, call me a proven loser. 5, say I don't dress as a politician should dress. 6, want to label me as a racist. 7, call me the crazy drone guy. 8, say I'm negative. 9, gather high dollar donors against me. 10, accuse me of dishonest Facebook politics. 11, say I don't understand the political process. 12, steal my signs. 13, call me tomfoolery. And 12, tell me this is not, quote, the way we do things in Berkeley County, unquote. Who is Tom Fernandez? Someone this morning called me a rebel rouser. I'll wear that proudly. Okay.
Tom Fernandez is the guy who sits next to you at a restaurant. Tom Fernandez is the guy who lives next to you. He doesn't have some house on a 5 to 10 acre plot out in the middle of Lewis Field Plantation. Okay, he doesn't live in a gated community. Tom Fernandez is the guy who will cut your lawn because you're overseas in Iraq. You know, Tom Fernandez is the guy who puts your garbage can up by your garage after the garbage truck picks it up because you're out of town and you forgot to put your garbage can back up.
Right.
I'm your friend. I'm your neighbor. But I'm also not afraid of these. I always joke, Quintin, there's only two things I fear. My Heavenly Father and my wife. Okay? I don't know if you've seen that before.
No, I didn't see that one.
but I fear my wife. I never call her out. That's the one person I call. I don't fear politicians. I don't fear incumbents. And the reason why I say that is because the behavior up in Berkeley County, and probably the behavior all throughout South Carolina, is when you question a politician, they will actually go after your job. They'll call your supervisor up and try to get you fired, especially if you work for the county. They'll call your spouse's employer and get her fired or him fired. They have nothing on me. They can't call my employer because I am my own employer.
Right.
They can't call my wife's employer because they're a large national company. And so they're so angry that they can't threaten me with this crap, that they throw signs out there calling me a proven loser. Or they go on the internet and they say I'm immature, I'm not a serious candidate. You don't know the issues because you just plugged a pothole with Play-Doh. Challenge me on it. You know, I don't like going around and telling people and bragging on my education. I don't speak softly, but I carry a big stick. And if someone wants to challenge me on an intellectual level,
Right.
I'll browbeat them.
What is the future of Berkeley County when you think back to all these issues going on right now?
The future of Berkeley County is a citizenry that is not bothered by government. A citizenry that actually doesn't have to go to the government and ask for questions or ask for answers. It's a citizenry that receives answers because they're actually going out of their way to give you those answers before you even ask, before you even know about it. You ask, what do we don't know? Well, we don't know what we don't know because they don't tell us. Social media today is one of the greatest mediums of sharing information with people.
Right.
And we have a political body today made up of, sorry guys, plug your ears, baby boomers, who make these non-user friendly websites, and you have to hunt and crawl through them when you can just put stuff on Facebook or Snapchat or Pinterest. I bet you a lot of these politicians don't even know those words that I just said. So we have, in the future, a political climate where people understand what's going on. We have an informed citizenry. That's what the future of Berkeley County looks like. That's what the future of South Carolina looks like. An informed electorate that enjoys hearing what they're hearing. Not just because some political candidate decided to share it with you March through April, March through June, or in November. That's what it looks like.
What's that one word to describe your campaign now?
Exciting. Exciting.
Okay.
Politics are too boring. There is a reason why primaries usually only see a 5% turnout. One, they're boring. Two, people don't care. They don't care because why would they vote for someone who's not going to listen to them anyway? So you have to be able to present the information in a way that people enjoy listening to it. You know, yeah, it is levitus for me to lay on the road and use clay to plug a pothole, but it actually attacks a real issue we're having. Roads are being ignored. And what do? Instead of actually fixing the road that they're supposed to, they plug it with asphalt that comes up 2 weeks later. So why not plug it with Play-Doh with a plastic shovel? It's doing the same job. So it's attacking the issue. They don't take us serious. I need to take them serious. This campaign's exciting, and it's energizing people to actually look at these issues and want to go out and vote again.
Tom Fernandez, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate this.
Thank you, Quintin.
Thank you.
Talk to you later.
Likewise.
All right.